Hello, and thank you for watching this webinar on modifying activities for Parkinson's disease. I'm Nancy Barlow, a fitness instructor and wellness coordinator at Parkinson's Resources of Oregon. I've been teaching Parkinson's exercise classes for 15 years, and I've participated in research studies at Oregon Health and Science University. I'm certified in the Parkinson's Wellness Recovery Program and Delay the Disease Program and the Rocksteady program as well. In this webinar, I'll provide you with some basic information about modifying activities for Parkinson's disease to help set up the video tutorials in the next section of this training. As an exercise instructor, you'll likely see a variety of people with Parkinson's in your classes. Some participants will require more assistance to ensure a safe class. Knowing your participants and having a plan to accommodate them is important for a successful class. In the video tutorials following this webinar, we will provide you with some ideas for supporting people who require additional assistance in your classes. Creating classes with people of similar ability levels helps to ensure the best experience for everyone. As mentioned in the previous webinar, evaluating participants before they start your class is a great way to make sure they fit with the group. As participant symptoms progress, you may find you have people with varying ability levels in the same class. If it's possible, try to split the group into separate classes with different intensity levels. This is going to be your best option. Another option is to ask the participant needing extra help to bring a helper with them to support them during the class. You can also recruit volunteers to assist with classes. It would also be helpful to know of the different resources in your area so that you might refer a participant to a different class that better fits their needs. And finally, don't forget that healthcare providers are on your team and they are there to help you. So you can ask a participant to talk with their provider and or fill out a form before returning to your next class. You could also contact their provider to let them know about your concerns so they can follow up with the patient. But regardless of the abilities of your students, addressing intensity for all levels of Parkinson's is important because higher intensity exercise has better outcomes. Specificity is also a core component of any Parkinson's exercise class. The first exercise for Parkinson's training available on this website discusses activities that can help specifically address the symptoms of Parkinson's, and you can refer to that training if you need a refresher. We will also discuss ways to make classes more difficult and complex to increase intensity and improve cognition. Finally, exercise classes should help meet the goals of your participants. Taking time to get to know your participants and asking them what they hope to gain from your class is important. And remember, for many people with Parkinson's, the social component of an exercise class can often be the most beneficial. The next few slides are going to focus on intensity because higher intensity exercise yields better health outcomes for people with Parkinson's. Everyone can increase their intensity no matter what their starting point is. Pushing participants is important because they can often handle more than you or they think. For some people, pushing them could be as simple as 1 extra rep or 3 seconds longer. There are a few simple ways to measure intensity, such as asking participants how hard they think they're working on a scale from 1 to 10, or seeing if they're able to hold a conversation versus talk in short bursts. These simple measures will help you gauge whether you are pushing people hard enough or too hard too. Here are some examples of ways to increase intensity. As exercise instructors, you'll likely know many of these concepts, and we will also go over some of these ideas in the video tutorials. As with any activity, making sure participants can properly do an exercise before progressing to a more difficult form of the activity is important. Master the basic form of the exercise and then add on more intensity and complexity. In the next few slides, we're going to focus on cognitive and sensory training, two very important concepts for people with Parkinson's. In addition to the motor symptoms of Parkinson's, cognition also declines. Cognition is exceptionally complex but refers to thinking. Cognition is important for mobility and is a symptom that can be improved through training. Reduced cognitive function can include problems sustaining and shifting attention, impaired working memory, slowed thinking, problems with verbal fluency, reduced planning and problem-solving abilities, problems with visual spatial function like depth perception and navigation, and problems with executive function, inhibition, and switching between tasks. Adding cognitive activities to your classes can help maintain cognitive functions. Some examples of cognitive activities, which we will also demonstrate in the video tutorials, include adding real-world distractors, dual tasks, and sequential movements, recalling lists and facts or doing simple math problems while performing an exercise, adding navigation and depth perception activities to exercises, incorporating whole body movements, adding agility courses that offer complex sequencing and problem solving. Sensory integration is also affected in Parkinson's. Sensory integration refers to how people process and use the information provided by the sense of touch, movement, body awareness, sight, sound, smell, and taste. Sensory integration is fundamental for balance, and deficits can be related to falls. Reduced sensory integration in Parkinson's can lead to relying on vision, poor kinesthesia or being less aware of movements and where the body is, proprioceptive deficits or lack of balance, coordination, and agility, or difficulty quickly switching tasks and needing more time for transitions. Adding sensory treatments to help with deficits can help improve some of the symptoms of Parkinson's. These treatments include altering vision and surfaces during exercises to challenge sensory integration. Coming up next in the video tutorials, we'll provide demonstrations of sensory treatments that you can use in your classes, as well as a number of ways to structure your classes to meet the needs of your different students.